Hi my friend and welcome to the channel. You are watching Genders Gaming. This is a channel dedicated for board games, analog games, role-play games. You mention it, we will play it as long as it is plugged out. This is a channel where I do how to play videos, I do overview videos, where you can get a better understanding of what the game is about. And today I am going to show you a Kickstarter coming out really soon. This is Merchants of Karanor. This is a 2 to 6 player game where you venture out into the world to build your little buildings, to sell your little goods, and to gain more money, associates, and so on. I am going to show you the setup of this game. I'm going to show you how to play this game and what this game is actually about. So, well, sit down, take it easy, and let's have a look at this beautiful game. So this is the setup of the game. In the middle of the gaming area we have the big board. Next to the gaming area we have the coins, the resources, the quest cards, the commerce cards, the black market cards, the artifact tiles, the associate tiles, and also the coat of arms tiles. I will tell you all of this in a bit. Out on the map we need to place out some inhabitants, and they should be placed out just like I show you here. You can see that in the rulebook. We also need to place out the 7 different resources on the map. The player should then get a background story. Here you can see a little bit of information about your background, what kind of cards, coats of arms or other things you should have in the starting of the game, your starting income, your starting resources, and your starting coins. Players also need to take their origin tile. Down here we have the income as you might remember, this player starts with 2 in their income, meaning that they should place the little money bag here on number 2. This player also starts with a quest, the First Explorers, from the brown quest deck, looking like this. This is what this player needs to start with. Depending on what background story you get, you might start with different things. This player over here, for example, starts with the Captain coat of arms tiles and should be placed next to the origin tile, just like that. Depending on where your origin is, you need to place out your little meeple and one little house at that spot. This player here starts at the city of Unison, meaning that they should place their meeple and one commerce building in the city of Unison. The other players places out their little meeple and commerce building in their starting city. Down here we have the special actions, and here we should put the same amount of delivery cards as there is players. The top one should be placed face up in the middle. Each player also receives 3 commerce cards. Now we need to choose one of these and send the other 2s to the players on our left. Then we will receive 2 cards from our right. Again, we need to pick one of these and the other one is discarded. Now each player should have 2 commerce cards on their hand to start with. The last thing the players need to do is to take their little point tracker here and put it on 0 on the notoriety track. This game is about you venturing out into the world of Karanor and building your little empire. You will put out the little commerce buildings here in the different cities, which will raise your income. You can even get a mansion, you can get resources, you can trade with the players, or even complete quests. There are a lot of things that the players can do in this world. Now, what I have here in front of me is a prototype. This is a well-made prototype, and it will give you a really good idea what the game will look like once it's done. But some things are going to change. The meeples, for example, will not look like this, and some of the artwork on the cards will also change. But this will give you a really good picture, and I want to show you how this game works. In this game, players take their turns, and then when they're done, they move on to the next player who will take their turn. Each player turn is built up in 2 different parts. Part 1 is where the player takes their actions, and part 2 is where the players get their income. Each player can do 4 actions during their turn, but they can do the same action several times if they want to. So let's take a look at the different actions that you can actually do. The move action will let the player, well, move around the map. Each move action takes you to locations, meaning that if this player here would like to take a move action, they could move 1, 2 steps. If they would like to move 3 or 4 steps, they would have to do another move action. If a player would like to, they can also use the dotted sea line to travel across the sea, but this will cost them 2 coins. Locations that are connected by a sea route are considered to be adjacent. While you're out traveling, you can of course also get more resources. But you need to be at the specified territory where the resource that you want to get is. So if you want to get diamonds, for example, you need to be over here. But if you want some fruit, you need to be over here, over at Keen. If you are located at a spot where there is a resource, like this blue player here, for example, you simply do the collect resources action. And then you get 2 resources of that kind. And of course you can choose to build your little commerce buildings out on the map. But you need to be in a city to build a commerce building. And each player can only build 1 building per city. But every player get a chance to build a building in each city. Meaning that here 6 players could build 1 house each. To be able to build these houses though, you need to pay some resources. If we, for example, would like to build a wood for carpentry in Odessa, we would need to pay 1 fruit, 1 wood, 1 meat and 6 coins. If we are able to do this, we get to place one of our commerce buildings in this city. If the player have the resources to be able to build a city, they can also choose to pay a little extra to get, in this case, 1 more income, but this could also give you a coat of arms or a black market card or a quest and so on. There are a lot of different options on these cards. Down here we can see that we get 1 novelty, but we also raise our income by 1. The commerce card that you just used to build your little building here is now discarded. And now you need to take 2 new cards and choose one of them, because you always need to have 2 commerce cards on your hand. If you're on the same territory as a local, looking like this, you can choose the action Interact with a local. This will give you a quest with the blue back on them. On these cards we can see a text telling you what this quest is about. We can see a map showing you where this quest is located in the big world. We can see what you will get of novelty points for completing this quest. But we can see down here what we actually need to do. We need to go to Odysseus, pay 4 coins and use 1 action to study. Once we have completed that, we get to choose if we want 1 coat of armor named the Traveler or the other one named Syndicate. So you can interact with the locals to get quests. As I showed you before, we have a blue backside on these quests, but some of them will actually lead you to a follow-up quests, as in this case here. We have the Frozen Peak, and this is 1 out of 2. So once we have completed this part here, we need to find the follow-up quest. These are brown backsides. And you can see up here we have the Frozen Peak, 2 out of 2. And once you have completed these follow-up quests, you usually get quite a good reward. These quests can be kept secret, but they don't need to be kept secret. It's really up to you if you want to share for your fellow players what you're about to do, or if you just want to keep it for yourself. When you have taken your quest card, we need to remove the local from the board. When you are out anywhere on the map and you might not really know what to do, or you just need some more money, you can also choose to do the work action. This will give you 1 coin. That was the normal actions, but there are also some special actions. One of them is the delivery down here, remember? Down here we have a delivery card. On it you can see that there is stated some resources that are needed in some city. And when you are on that city and you have the correct resources, you can choose to deliver those resources to get the rewards stated at the bottom of the card. Once you have done this and you have completed this delivery, this card is discarded, and we need to show the new card face up. The next special action you can do is to get an associate. These will cost you 5 coins per associate, but they will give you more resources as the game goes on. There are 6 different associates in this game, and once you have bought one, you take them and you place them on the bottom part of your player board. Once during the game, you can flip this associate for 1 action. Instead of getting resources, you will then get coins. But you cannot flip this back again. And of course, you also have the option of building your own private villa. Why not, right? Out on the map of Karanor, we have 5 spots where you can build a villa. To do this, you will need to pay 8 coins. But then you get your own little exclusive house in this space. Quite cool, right? But besides the house, you also get 1 novelty point. Sometimes when completing a quest or getting rewards from the commerce cards, you also get artifact tokens. Every time you get these, you get to pick up 2 and then choose one of them. These will also grant you new actions that you can use during your turn. Players can also choose to trade during this game, and trading is not an action. The players can actually trade freely from all of the resources that they have, the artifacts, the coat of arms, and so on. That was all of the actions you can do, and there is a lot of things for the players to do. Build commerce buildings, build villas, interact with the locals, move, and so on. Every time you complete a quest, or if you build a commerce house, you get a reward. And sometimes when you get these rewards, you can choose to get a black market card or even a coat of arms tiles. These are not actions, but they will grant you benefits during your gameplay. These tiles here, for example, the coat of arms, they will give you extra movement, extra coins, and a bunch of benefits for you. These are placed next to your player board. But we also have the black market cards. Now these are a really fun feature in this game. These will actually let you interrupt the other player's game, and you can play these anytime during the game. It does not need to be your turn, and they do not cost you any actions. You will also get 1 black market card every time you reach number 3 and 6 on the novelty track. If you ever move the other way down and pass this one again, you will not get a card. So that was the action step of a player's turn. You do the 4 actions, and then when you have done the actions, we come into the income step. This is quite simple. This is simply where you look on your player board to see how much income you should get. Count in if you have any bonuses and so on, take the money, and now it's the next player's turn. This is the way the game goes on until one player eventually moves up to number 10 on the novelty point track. Now all trades stops, meaning that we are not allowed to trade anything anymore. The rest of the players gets to go one more turn before the game ends. Whoever has the most points on this track is the winner. This game is what I would like to call a comfort game. This is a really nice, easy to learn, lightweight game, but still has a lot of strategy in it. You can sit down and learn this quite fast, but it will take you some time to understand what you need to do to actually win the game. Because there's a lot of things that the different players can do. And I love the fact that you can interact with the locals and you can get these quests. These quests actually does a lot for the game. I mean, at one point I basically forgot to build the houses because I was so eager to just go out and do the quests. But also the little resources on the map, and it's quite good level that you actually need to go out and you need to venture out and you need to get a bunch of resources before you can even start to build anything. So you can't just stay in one region and just build a bunch of things. No, you need to venture out on the other parts of the map. I quite enjoy this game. It's light colors, it's easy to learn, you do not need to sit down and explain things for hours because, well, it's pretty self-explanatory. And the little quests and artworks and everything is quite beautiful, it's quite light, and it's a quite happy little game. Even though you play against other players and this is competitive, you have a lot of fun doing it and you never feel like you're actually in a competition with the others. It's almost like you're out on your own little journey, just doing funny things. Even when you play the black market cards, it's still just a fun time. I mean, the players doesn't really get mad because it's a part of the game and it flows really well. So if you're into little adventure journeys where you get resources and build things, well, check this out. The artwork on the cards and on the tiles, the little resources out on the map with everything in this game is quite light and quite fun. It's beautiful, light, easy colors. It really has no dark feeling to it at all, and it just screams out that you should be playing this game if you simply want to sit down and enjoy a good time with your friends. I also love how the little player boards are built out, that you actually evolve your little character here by putting these pieces onto your origin board and eventually just growing up with new things, new abilities, new actions. This is a really cool way to work it out. There you have it, my friend. That was Merchants of Karanor for you, a 2 to 6 player game that will be out on Kickstarter really soon. There will be links down in the description if you want to know more about this game. I quite like this game. It's light, it's fun, it's beautiful, cute colors. You move around out there on the land, you build your own little commerce buildings, interact with locals, trade with the players. This game has a really good feeling to it. Also with the artwork, even on the box here, it's quite light, it's happy, you know, it got a good feel to it. So if you want to know more about it, check out the links down in the description and they will tell you everything. If you like this video, why not give me a comment? Why not subscribe to the channel? It might not mean a lot for you, but it means a lot to me. I love to interact with you and it gives me a smile on my lips every time I get a new subscriber. And until next time, people, please do not forget to spread that board gaming love. If you see a bored brother or sister in need of help with rules or explanation, well, help them out. Lend them your knowledge. And until next time, people, please keep on spreading that board gaming love I know you all have.